Almost everybody in this world knows about Diary of the Wimpy Kid. Am I right? The book series was created by Jeff Kinney, and the book stars a young boy named Craig Heffley, who tells his story about his life via a diary his mom had bought him. Even though it tries denying it by calling it a journal, well, I was a huge fan of the book series. I owned mostly all the books and movies and merchandise, until this incident, which this is what really happened. When I was at the mall, I went to my library if a new Diary of the Wimpy Kid book had came out, but there wasn't. Then I saw something that caught my eye. It was the 12th book, The Getaway. Next to the tile was the orange text written saying Special Edition. I was excited, so I bought the book. When I got home, I had no time for distractions and decided to read it. The book starts off as normal, with Greg narrating about his holiday and Le Discours as usual. But then there was some mischief and chaos going on. Then I got to the ending, and I was shocked to see what happened. If you read all the books, you may have known that in every book in the series that has around 217 pages, but this special version of The Getaway had more than 217 pages. It had 247 pages to be specific. I read on. The 218th page said it was December again, and Susan and Frank Heffley, Craig's parents, were arguing each other for the holiday of Christmas season. Then the next page stated that Frank had packed mostly everything and put all their stuff in the van as they were going to set to go. Page 220, it was the Heffley family driving to the airport, and then it was another traffic jam. Page 221 was the Heffley family waiting in the car for the traffic, but it became slow as a turtle. Then the traffic went down for a few cars in just a few minutes. Then page 222 had the Heffleys at the airport. As they checked in, the next page had the Heffleys running their gate, and on the next page had the Heffleys aboarding their plane. I don't know where they were going, but I predicted that they were going to somewhere called the Asa de Corrales. Page 225 had Greg and his family on the plane find their respective seats. Most of the pages were really long to explain, so I'll just skip to the ending. The ending had Greg and his family arrested by the police due to chaos that they caused after their planned visit to the Lesa de Corrales, and then they were sent to the courtroom where the judge sentenced them to life in jail. 13 years had passed, and Greg is now an adult, but it shows Susan and Frank had died due to natural causes, and Roderick is an old man, even many aged to be a teenager. The remaining Heffleys have been taken to a room with 3 electric chairs. The guards then ordered Greg, Roderick, and Manny to sit on them, and as they did, all 3 of them were electrocuted. I was crying hysterically when I got to that page. "Is this how it ends?" I said, crying. I couldn't believe this special edition Getaway would end such a really dark ending. With the Heffley family dead, the last 4 pages had blank pages, and the drawings of the dead family members. There were like ash and soot all over the pages. I almost had breathed in it. After I finished the ending, I ran as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog to the mall and went to the library outlet to refund the book. When I told the librarian about the book, he said that there was a counterfeit version of The Getaway, and the prison was actually caught by the police. The guy was then killed, and his ashes were in the last pages. The librarian then ordered a recall of the Getaway books, and trust me, if you ever find the special edition of The Getaway, do not read it at all costs, as I'm posting this in hell. And that, my little pretties, was Diary of the Wimpy Kid, The Getaway, alternative ending. A Diary of the Wimpy Kid lost book creepypasta written by Affan Jamsari. Affan Jamsari, thank you so much for writing this story. This was appreciated. Thank you so much for writing this story. This was awesome for me to sit there and narrate it. And my final thoughts on the story? Okay. There are some issues with this story that I am going to go through. No offense to, Affan Jamsari. No offense to him. I'm not saying what I'm about to say to sound rude. I'm only saying this because it's the honestness truth, and I am going to say this as best as I can. Now, this story, on my opinion, was not that great. It did have some potential, though. I'm not gonna lie. It did have some potential. But I could point out issues with the story that does need to be addressed. And I'm only doing this because I want to help you, Affan Jamsari. Understand me. I'm only doing this review because I want to help you get better with your writing. And that's all I have to say. So I'm definitely going to say right now that I'm only doing this because I want to help you get better with your writing. So, with that being the case, and with that being said, I am going to sit here and explain the best I can. Now, with this story was, how do I put this? It was not that great. I'm being 100% and I'm being completely honest with you. This story was not that great. And there's a big reason why it's not great. Now, the grammar's alright. It's not perfect, but it's alright. I could definitely say, well, the grammar's alright. There were just a few punctuation errors in the story. Well, not punctuation errors. There were a few grammatical errors. I spotted some lowercase i's. I spotted a couple lowercase i's throughout the story, so yeah. That I could definitely say I spotted a few lowercase i's. That's one. What else? Oh, and another thing too I could definitely say was that the story has some cliches in the story. You know, it has the author going and buying a book from the bookstore. I know this is supposed to be a lost book, but I think that has been done before with lost book pastas. I might be wrong because I'm not like an expert at lost book creepypastas, but it kind of didn't really, there was that cliche, someone going to the library and buying a book or something. Well, here's the thing. If you're going to like a library, the library, you don't usually buy books there unless you damage them. That's a different story. But what you usually do, and this is a big one, is you sit there and borrow books from the library. Right. You don't sit there and buy books from the library unless you accidentally damaged a book, then that would be a different story. But unfortunately, you know, that's just a cliche. Well, I think it is, but I could be wrong on that one. But yeah. Another issue. Well, the story goes all well and all that, and then it goes with the ending. Having everyone being killed and after sent to prison. What? How much chaos and what chaos did they do this to deserve to get life in prison? Like, what did they actually do? It does not explain. Like, this is really confusing. Like what did they kind of chaos did Greg and his family do to even get arrested? Like, it doesn't explain. That's the thing. It doesn't explain why they're in prison. Like, if they were properly explained, then maybe that might be the case. I don't know. But it's really confusing because it doesn't explain why that's the case. It doesn't explain it. And that's unfortunate because it doesn't explain, what is actually going on. It does not explain, what caused them to go in jail or something. Like, were they causing riots or something? Maybe that would be maybe an explainable ending. Well, yeah. What I could definitely say was that, if there was a reason why, Greg and his family were going to go get sent to jail, there has to be an explanation to why they're getting sent to jail. I know it says chaos stuff, but what did they do? Like, did they rob a bank or something? Like, if you sat there and put it as a stating why they get sent to jail, then maybe that would be more believable, and that would probably be more understanding for the story. And how it ends with everyone dying. Really, I don't know why creepypastas always have to end with people dying. Like, maybe occasionally, maybe that would be a reason, but to me, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But in this case, though, I know it explains how everyone died, but why does it always have to end with people dying? Like, that's probably just a question when it comes to creepypastas. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why does it always have to end with people getting killed off? There's like basically there's like no explanation as to why that was the case. I know sometimes it does explain, but at the same time, it really doesn't. And it kind of sucks because, it could have been really interesting for that matter. But with that being the case, I don't really know. This story was just a little confusing, and yeah. Now, what else do I have to say that was a little bit of an issue? It's not a big issue, but it kind of is. Like the person goes back to the library and they recall the book, or the librarian could have sat there and just burned the book or destroy it or put it for a shredder. Then that way it would be more understandable if they went out of their way and did that. That would be understandable in more ways I could count, but unfortunately it's not the case. And then the ending involves them, saying, that if you ever find a special edition of the version of this, don't ever read it or view it or at all costs. Oh my god. Why is it that people always have to sit there and do this? I don't get it, why people sit there and, put an end date and say, oh, never read this or never view this. Oh my god. I will give them benefit of the doubt that this story did have some potential, but it failed to execute, and it's unfortunate. So I definitely have to say, it's unfortunate. So, no, I'm not saying all this to sound rude or anything, Affan, Jamsari. I'm only saying this because I want to help you get better with your writing, and that's, what I'm gonna say. So, yeah, with that being the case, and with that being said, I am gonna give you a benefit of the doubt. I did like, how everything went out. Well, I did like how, the story did have potential, but it needs improvement. That's the one and only thing I could definitely say about this story, is that maybe put this through Google Docs or something, maybe do some editing, and this story will be a little bit better. Or at least decent, in my opinion. I know I was sounding harsh, but I wasn't really crazy on this story, and I'm just being completely honest. So, with that being the case, and with that being said, this is simply my own personal opinion. Like I'm always going to say, this is simply my own personal opinion. If you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas. Or, yeah, this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story, I'm going to be nice and give this one a 3 out of 10. I'm only giving this a 3 because it did have potential. The grammar was alright, and the sentence structuring was good, and the paragraph structuring was good. But the whole story just fell completely flat, and that's very unfortunate. Now, what could be done to make it better is maybe, just kind of like maybe if you sat there and, make maybe just remake it, kind of perhaps, and fix it up. That way the story would be a lot more easier, and it would, easier to understand, but a little bit better, perhaps. So, with that being the case, and with that being said, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you're happy to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out of here, and I'll be catching you all in the next video. Peace out.